Good afternoon, I'm Shaun Ley outside Downing Street as the new UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak promises to fix the economic mess he's inherited. Mr Sunak was formally appointed by His Majesty the King this morning. He is Britain's third Prime Minister in just 7 weeks.
I will unite our country, not with words, but with action. I will work day in and day out to deliver for you.
With her husband and daughters at her side, Liz Truss left number 10 for the last time after just 49 days in office, wishing Rishi Sunak success.
Our country continues to battle through a storm. But I believe in Britain. I believe in the British people. And I know that brighter days lie ahead.
The cost of living crisis continues as many food prices soar, some like pasta, tea and cooking oil up by 65% in a year.
In our area there's a lot of people that rely on pensions, rely on benefits, and if they're not supported, businesses won't continue to thrive because there'll be nobody to use us.
We will bring you more from throughout another momentous day in British politics as Rishi Sunak sacks the outgoing cabinet members he doesn't want around his cabinet table and appoints those to succeed. People already on the way out include the Business Secretary Jacob Rees-Mogg and the Work and Pension Secretary Lowe. Hello and welcome to audiences around the world who are joining us here in the UK, where the Prime Minister Rishi Sunak has given a speech to the nation before making his way into number 10 as Prime Minister for the first time. Rishi Sunak, the man who was rejected just a short couple of months ago by members of the ruling Conservative Party who didn't want him and didn't accept his message that his rival Liz Truss's economic plans would wreck the public finances. Well, that was what came to pass one way or another. You can blame the market, you can blame, as Ms Truss herself did, trying to do too much too soon. You can blame Kwasi Kwarteng, the outgoing Chancellor of the Exchequer, putting forward a budget speech and not providing all the details of how they were going to provide the money that was going to finance the tax cuts. Nonetheless, as Rishi Sunak acknowledged, he was here to correct the mistakes of the recent past. He told the British audience, "I will unite the country, not with words, but with action." That will be easier said than done. He is the third Prime Minister in 7 weeks, but this morning he promised to fix the mistakes made by Liz Truss and, by implication, promised a government both of integrity and of achievement. And the implication was that that hadn't been the case of his predecessor but one, Boris Johnson. Now, not behind that famous door at the moment. He's begun work in his office in the House of Commons instead, well out of sight of the media, where he's been able to fire people and tell people he doesn't want them in the cabinet anymore. Then he will return to Downing Street, we expect some point this afternoon, perhaps slipping in quietly at the back, to begin the process of summoning people who are going to get jobs in the new cabinet. Some big name changes are expected, not least because of the vacancies we now know already exist. Lowe has gone from Work and Pensions and Jacob Rees-Mogg from the Business Department. Now, Reuters news agency is reporting that that job is going to go to Grant Shapps, who just a week ago returned to the Cabinet as Home Secretary after Suella Braverman resigned. I'm terribly sorry if you're following it, difficult to keep up. There have been an awful lot of changes in British government personnel. Don't worry too much about the names or the details. Think only that he starts with a clean sheet. He was unanimously accepted as the candidate of the Conservative Parliamentary Party. He was the only person who got 100 nominations and put his name forward. So in a sense, he has the power and the authority now to do whatever he likes with the cabinet. The expectation, though, is that it will be a much broader-based cabinet than the one that was leaving office just a few hours ago. The one job I think we can be sure that he will not change is that of Chancellor of the Exchequer. Jeremy Hunt was appointed by Liz Truss to clean up the mess created by Kwasi Kwarteng's budget earlier last month. And all the impression is that that stability that the markets gained as a result of Jeremy Hunt arriving and him reversing most of the budget measures, it would be hard to put that at risk again by bringing somebody else into number 11. Well, in a moment, Graham Satchell will take a look at how Rishi Sunak reached this moment in his life and career. But first, this update from our political correspondent, Arnie Wells.